Hello, everybody. This is Justin Case from American Newscape, joining our friend and the one and only media personality, Jerry Maldonado, back for another installment of Meatball Perspectives. Hello, Meatball. You got a perspective?
I do there, Meatball. How are you? All is good, man. On this end,
I'm hanging in there best I can.
I got this like aura glare on my face, so hopefully, hey, there you go. I can see myself, man. But yes, all is good on my end, besides that shiny glare that's kicking in here. But yes, all is okay.
You mean that glare from the ring spotlight you put in there to light your
Oh,
face?
it's yeah. I don't know what the hell. Maybe it's a coconut oil. Who the hell knows?
Coconut oil. Well, there you go. Coconut oil is good for you. All right.
It
So
keeps the skin happy.
it does. It does. All right.
All
So
right.
we're here,
Yep.
and
And thank you for allowing me tonight. I'm sorry that I had to postpone last night. Uh, Things happen, but I appreciate your patience.
well, you didn't realize I was under the weather, so it was probably a good thing. I
See,
applauded. Oh, see, there you go.
and this show happened for a reason tonight because that was the topic. I had a completely different show segment I want to recommend.
How I was under the weather. Yeah, I understand. I understand, but I'm doing better
No, it
now.
worked out. It worked. See, you getting sick always works out there, Meatball, because it makes me think, and I think of better topics, and there we go.
Okay. So what you got?
I got tonight. First off, a prayer to my ex-wife's husband. He's under the weather. He's being supported now to stay alive. God bless you, bud. Hopefully, you're going to be okay. Good vibes and prayers to you. Um, but tonight, conditioning. I spent the last several days helping, as I mentioned with you for my postponement for last night, helping my middle one. Basically, the duplicate of me with the female parts, man. She's all dad, and I saw the other day before all of this stuff culminated a picture of her and I at my third one's confirmation. And here I am standing there stoically, over my little baby getting confirmed with my arms behind my back. And little did I know, my middle one, who was 4 years old at the time, was standing there stoically with her hands behind her back. And it was a great daddy daughter kind of picture. That culminated in so many ways. I'm the most loving, giving, respectful, honest person out there, and she's the most loving, giving, honest, and respectful person out there. The past 3 days, and I've mentioned to this on a couple other shows via Facebook with my family and with your family. She's having issues on the money end. Okay, fine. But the last 3 days fixing that problem for her and helping her with that, getting it back on the feet again, doing it like any dad would. Then it hit me today. It hit me today the fact that she's doing what I did. She's mimicking me. And what she's going through right now, I went through almost the exact same thing a little bit later in life. But basically, what I'm talking about here is generational conditioning. If people would grasp the concept, especially parents with kids, that kids are basically a sponge. And what my middle persons probably saw, because she was always around me when she was growing up, was the dad who was sleeping at the desk trying to solve the problem, was the dad that was in financial dire straits, was the dad that went through bankruptcies, foreclosures, repos, all these things in life. And she became a caring, loving, good hearted soul who was broke. And that hit me like a ton of bricks today. And I said, I created that, inadvertently created that. And this is what people have to see, especially with kids, is that they see everything. They model everything you do. So when I tell my viewers, and I talk to you guys as well, is if you're going through any kind of situation, look at how you were raised. Look at how you were anchored. And that generational conditioning, I guarantee you, will be a part of it. That's transformation. It's you understanding where you came from, making the changes necessary to realize where you can go.
Okay. So that's that's part of your conditioning process.
It was a long banter, I know, but powerful.
No,
Hopefully, people will grasp it. You know what I mean?
well, yeah, but one thing parents need to remember, as kids suffer and struggle, that's one of the joys, if you're able to help.
Hmm.
It's one of the greatest joys you're going to come across in life, helping them. But as you were inferring, it needs to be done with a balance. It needs to be done with a candid understanding of the problem we find ourselves in. And she,
Oh
like
yeah.
all of us, we've been there. I mean, we've been in financial problems. We've been in problems we didn't, moments we had no idea how we were going to resolve. But we did resolve them.
Oh, oh yeah. But I saw the pattern. That epiphany hit me this morning as I was going to work. I said, "Oh my God!" I said, "She's being me," and not you know she's not doing it intentionally, but she was taught how to be poor. She was taught how to struggle. She was taught how to always fight. And during the past couple 3 days, I've had to bring her here and there, and we've been able to talk, which is great because we're so busy. We rarely get to see each other. And I said, "How do you feel about money?" And just out of the blue, before all of this culminated for today's show, I said, "How do you feel about money?" I said, "You make more than I do, but you're broke." And she goes, "I'm petrified of it." This is what I mean. She is the direct replica of me, how I felt when I was her age, always struggling, fighting, taking chances, and going for it all in life, but always ending up back at square one. Psychologically, I was broke before I became broke back then. And whereas now psychologically I'm different from where I was. What I was trying to explain to her is that money, like everything else, is a vibration. And how you connect to it is how you attract it or you push it away. Maybe it's hard for her to understand now, but this is what helped me was understanding that everything I omit is going to be coming back to me. Karma was just the reflection of how I saw myself every single day. And the outside world is not against us, but it's coming through us. And I hopefully she'll be able to grasp the fact that indeed, when you're afraid of something and you're trying to fight it and you resist it, you're telling the universe that you don't have it. It can only give you more of what you give it. Hard for people to grasp, hard for people to get, but it took me to lose everything to understand how to get everything.
Well, I understand that, Jerry. We both went through those types of paths. But the one thing you always remind me, we are our own gatekeepers. We are in control of what we let in and what we let out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, but but you bring up a valid point. Great, because I'm always promoting that be the best you. All good to come back to you. It's those sponsoring thoughts, those little things way in the back that how you used to be that kind of creep up, through the five senses. It reminds you, generational conditioning is rituals and religions and traditions and all these things that have been anchored in us throughout the beginning of our lives. And those are basically the starting point. Those are your core beliefs. And what she saw growing up was a direct reflection of what I was back then. And it was a great showpiece to help people understand that if you're going through something, you have to find out the source why you're going through it. And this is the hardest thing for people because I'm an independent person. This is what people say to themselves. I'm independent. I'm self-reliant. All these things, but in essence, you're not. You've been
Yeah.
conditioned by outside sources, family, friends, religions, institutions that are creating your core belief system. That's a powerful mechanism, a powerful psychological mechanism that runs your life.
Well, absolutely. We're independent, self-reliant people until a moment in time comes where you can't be, where you find yourself in the hospital, where you find yourself there with nobody advocating for you. That's not a good place
Mm.
to be. That's not a good place to
Well,
be.
course not. Of course not. From that sense of life, indeed. And rightfully so. And I thought I had this thing mastered, man. And I say that respectfully. I made a commitment when my firstborn. I was like, I'm always going to be there by your side, and I was, not realizing all of them were sponging in everything that I was back then. And back then, all they remember is Dad's temper and the struggle and the fighting. They knew I was a loving soul. They knew I loved to, work hard, and I own a business, and we had the white picket fence in the house. But they would always find me in the morning sleeping on my desk or sleeping at my desk because I was trying to solve the problem
Right.
of where I put myself. And they felt the stress and the anger and the fighting between the ex and myself. This is what they see and absorb. They think life is hard and the struggle. I could be a loving, giving person, but dead, broke, poor, in poverty. This is why generation after generation goes through that cycle. They go on a hamster wheel. They've been taught, trained, edified in every respect of what their last generation was. So to get out of that, you need to understand what has happened in your life, where the issues are, and that's what you focus on. This is what I do every day in my journaling and whatever I'm listening to, is to change the beliefs that were installed to start the problem.
Well, true, but you can't beat yourself up because you were evolving. You were evolving through that time, and your
Oh
kids,
yeah.
the people that loved you, that witnessed it, have been evolving too.
Oh,
And
indeed.
you should be a big inspiration to them. You came up to the edge of the abyss, and you turned yourself right. I mean, you did what you needed to do for yourself, and now you're doing what you need to do for your family.
Oh yeah. Well, no, it was a great. You bring up a great point. I mean, we're sitting. You and I talked about we had to get my middle one a new car. Okay, fine. I had to take care of that. And when we went into the finance office to do that, and you bought cars, and they got the terms, you signed the note and everything else. And the finance lady that walked up, she goes, "Impressive, 824." And he's talking about my credit score. And I said to my middle one who was sitting next to me, I said, "You can have that too." I said, "Look at my track record.
Yeah.
You can come back from that." But it takes you to understand why you got there in the first place and to change your belief about it. Everything in life is energy, and you're a magnet to that energy. You change your mentality, you're going to change your reality.
No, absolutely. And I was never. First time I was taken into a car dealer closing room, I was with my dad, and I was 16. I was buying my first car, and I was paying for it. And he caught the salesperson lying, and they started playing their games. And he had disemboweled them. And then when the sales manager came out, he disemboweled them. And then we walked out of there, and being 16, I couldn't imagine what that was all about. But he took the time to explain to me every con they were trying to pull.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
I
Go ahead.
never bought a car from a dealer again that I couldn't pay cash for. Just
Oh,
to
well,
just to
you're
avoid that.
right. Yeah, oh yeah, you're right. And there is a lot of and the finance lady was fantastic. She edified my middle one on this, and this. It was great. She goes, "I can sleep at night knowing that I give good deals to people. I'm honest." And I felt the energy. It was a great experience for her because now she's in something that is reliable, dependable, new. She can make a fresh start, the whole 9 yards.
Right.
It was just a great experience. But for me, it was a great reminder to tell people, indeed, watch what you say to your kids, but realize they're watching everything. They're watching every move that you make. They're feeling your energy. They're feeling everything about you. And yes, indeed, and I'm not upset about what had happened. I'm intrigued by it to pursue it further to help other people. I take my pain and turn it into a passion to help others. I'm just going to edify myself even more to help people to realize that your problems they come from a source. There's always something that's drawing the mental issue that's creating the outside issue. You find that's your paradigm shift in life. That's your quantum leap. You're going to realize, and I reached that a while ago, not even realizing it in all facets of my life, but I keep diligently installing the belief not to digress from where I was, but only focus on where I am now and bring that forward in my life.
Well, absolutely. That's you and I both try and do is take step forward.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was a great experience for her. Granted, then today happened with their stepdad. Prayers to him. Hopefully, he comes through with that. She didn't have a chance to actually relish in her accomplishment. To have achieved where she is now. But like I said, things happen. It is what it is. But for her, hopefully, it was a learning experience to move forward. I gave her a plan. I said, this is what I did. I said, look, you want to mimic me? Here you go. This is what I did to bring myself back. So you can follow it, you can learn from it, or you can, move forward and keep having these issues every 3, 4, 5 months with the same problem that's been bothering you since day one. And I love the fact that I recognize that today. I love the fact that I brought it forth. There's no guilt involved. It was just, when something hits you, it's like, wow, oh my goodness, this is why it's happening. This is why it's happening. And that's the epiphany in life. I hope to bring that to everyone about any kind of drawbacks or setback that can be fixed just by changing your mentality.
Well, I agree, Jerry. And let me apologize to the audience because you said the one thing that is corrupting society and has been for quite a while. The term "it is what it is just a pathetic statement because everything is moldable, everything is changeable, everything can be moved forward, and
Great, absolutely.
it just means
Absolutely.
nothing, and it always irritates me.
Well,
How dare you say it is what it is? How dare me
no, no,
think
no.
it? No, I know.
No. Listen, I mean, that's a great point because that was installed in me. That just came out. It is what it is. That's what I heard from my mom. This is what I mean. I was trained from my generation, and then my kids were trained from my generation now. I mean, it is what it is what I was brought up on. That's it. You're stuck here. This is what happened. It's only when I realized there's more than it is what it is. That's
Yeah,
when my life changed. That
yeah.
that that belief system alone changed everything.
Well, right, and it's and that's a tool you and I both use. We don't accept that, and we're moving forward.
Oh, great point. Don't accept it. Don't accept mediocre life. A mediocre life. If something is not right, we are powerful creatures that can change it. I mean, I hope everyone can get that through their thick skull that nothing is permanent. Everything is always constantly moving, including your thoughts, including your energy. You make your choice where you're pointing it, you're going to figure out what you're attracting.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, and we knew you didn't believe that. It just slipped out of your mouth. It was like an old demon, and we had to endure it. But we'll be
What
okay.
happened? Thank, thanks for letting me bring that tonight, man. I love that. I love the show. Thank you.
You're welcome, Jerry. And yeah, I think you're still. I don't like the word role model, but you're still embedded in your daughter's lives, and it can only benefit them going forward.
Oh God, yeah. I'm a pain in the ass.
Well,
I'm always there, man. I'm always there. Either text messages. It's the commitment I made the minute like I said, the minute the first one got out. I don't know. It just because nothing was there for me
right.
when I was growing up, and they did the best they could. For the times, what it was, I was going to say that word to get you mad, but no, I'm kidding. No, meatball.
Now you know how to. Now you know how
I
to.
made. I mean,
Uh,
yeah, I could tickle your fancy with that one. But I just made a commitment, and I found out one of the flaws, the drawbacks that I was inadvertently sending out to them that they picked up, and all of them are the same way: loving, caring, giving, compassionate about everything, and that issue at the same time. So
Right.
it just shows you how generation after generation, poverty goes to poverty goes to poverty. It doesn't have to be that way. Like you said, we're all malleable. We can change anything we want. You have to believe in it first, educate yourself on finding out where the source is, and you will solve the problem.
Right. All right. Well, Jerry, I want to thank you. I think it was a good topic, and I'm glad your daughter's happy with that car dealer, and she should count her blessings. I didn't go with her to the car dealer because I'd probably thrown a hissy fit.
Your dad, if your dad's alive, is your dad still alive?
No, he's not. But he taught me a valuable
Okay.
lesson.
No, he's there. He's right behind you there, Meatball. He's gonna take you right to he's gonna follow you to every dealership. He's gonna make sure you don't do that again.
Well, the last thing I'll share, I had one of my biggest clients was a big auto dealer in Metro Phoenix, and he taught me that they have microphones in every room. If you're in the service bay, there's a microphone. They're listening to everything you're saying. If they leave you, if they leave you in a room alone, they're listening.
Oh no, yeah. See now I got goosebumps and I'm gonna start having a phobia now.
No,
We're gonna start doing business on the front lawn, man. That's it. We're signing papers on the front lawn. That's it. Why? Why are they listening? What the hell do they want?
They want to know how bad you want the vehicle, what your weaknesses are, what your concerns are. Then they can come back in and close the sale. Now, if you have a leprechaun in you, like I might, you'll sit there and say things. If that salesman's not back in this room in 2 minutes, I'll break him in half as I storm out of the dealership. And they'll come in there.
So all of a sudden they pop in there.
Oh yeah, and apologize for being so slow.
Oh, sorry, I was listening to your conversation in there, Meatball. All of a sudden I'm back. I mean, oh yeah, that happened at the dealership. When I first walked in there, I started making, this is what I wanted. He comes out with this paper, and it's hundreds of dollars more per month. I said, that doesn't work. He goes, what do you want? I said, this. He comes back, here you go. I'm like, oh, I guess it worked, right? Come on.
Yeah.
They're all the same. They're all the same. They can all of a sudden, poof, they create a money miracle just like that and match your offer.
No,
But
absolutely.
anyway,
No, but
it's just crazy.
it is crazy, and the world's crazy, and we're a little crazy. But
Freaking car dealers.
car dealers. All right, my friend.
All right, brother. I'll see you later. Take care.
All right, you too. Hey, everybody. This has been Justin Case and Jerry Maldonado bringing you Meatball Perspectives. Thanks for joining us. Remember, additional information and links are provided in this videos. Read more. And any car dealers or car salesmen that want to come check out this episode, they're certainly invited. Today's the day to subscribe to this channel. Please learn more about Jerry Maldonado when time permits.